Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with the Limp. We're going to jump right back into the next episode of Bolt Action, and this may or may not be the last one, just depending on how much damage gets done. I'm hoping a lot. I'm hoping to pull off a lot of things in this turn. We'll have to see. Just wanted to show you guys some other cool stuff that I have been working on with the 3D printer. We've got ourselves a nice little Stug 3 here. I haven't primed this one yet. A nice little Stuart, and this one actually had a fair amount of detail on it. I was really happy with that one. Just a basic green primer on it. I'll do a little camouflage pattern or something on it later. We've got a M7 Priest, a little bit of mobile artillery. This was a multi-part, kind of like a little kit piece, but it came together okay. The hardest one was this Sherman, actually, and it's actually got a removable turret, so you can spin it if you want to. There were a couple actually little pieces that could go on it, but they were so small and thin that I didn't think that they would print that well, and they would be so fragile that they would probably break. And that's the only drawback when it comes to resin. It breaks much easier than like your generic type of plastic that normal miniatures are made of, but you can get such good detail on it. So as you guys can see, I mean, this is straight up bolt action size. I mean, it's right there. It's the 28 millimeter scale. I can finish painting these and pop them right into the game. Be good to go. I got a little Jeep too, but I got to fix that one because the wife may or may not have accidentally set a notebook down on top of it and crushed it. Urgh. But as you guys can see, I mean, it's coming out really good. I've got another Sherman I finished, and I can just keep adding vehicles to it as I find designs for it. These are very easy to come across, because like I said, you can't copyright World War II vehicles. Anyone can print them off, anyone can own them. I do think the kits are better than the resin ones that you can do yourself. So it would probably behoove you to get a kit or two, especially to support the company. And definitely when it comes to the infantry, wholeheartedly get the kits, because I haven't been able to find infantry worth a damn when it comes to printing them. But you can save yourself a little bit of money when it comes to expanding out your forces by printing out some of them. So we'll get these out of the way so we can get jumped back into our game here. As you guys can see, I am switching out my dice for a different set. Hopefully these will roll a little better. I don't know. For some reason, my Marine dice seem to come up low a lot. And it's been a bad round for that. So I grabbed a box of different D6s, and I would have used my double sixes, but I don't have that many of them. And with this game, sometimes you're rolling like 12 dice at once. You know, it's a typical war game. You got a lot of guys firing, so got to worry about that. We're going to jump back in. The Marines are pushing into the village. Armor car here, Alpha squad there, Bravo squad here, Bazooka team in the building, and the lieutenant is with Alpha squad. When it comes to the Japanese, their front squad there's almost been wiped out to a man, which I figured out something different with them. We'll address in a second. Their second squad is right there with their medium machine gun. They're pushing up, but they're going to try something different just so I can kind of show it off since we haven't had any close combat yet. Their tanks right there got stalled out in the previous turn, so hopefully he'll do something worth a damn in this turn. And then their snipers up there, and the second lieutenant they have is tucked in there right next to the tank. So we're going to get kicked off on this round. Now, the thing is, the Japanese do have some special rules, just like the U.S. forces do. And one of them is all their guys are like fanatical. So actually, when I made that morale check on the previous video for those two guys, because they were potentially breaking, it's a good thing they didn't, because they don't break. Doesn't matter like how many casualties they take. The only time you will start taking morale checks is when they are down to a single guy. Single soldier, period. So when one of those guys dies, because I haven't been able to take out more than one at a time except for one time in this whole game, the other one can take a morale check to see if he breaks. Any other time, they will not. They just all have that automatic fanatical stuff. So that's going to come in handy, because I'm planning on second squad over here pushing down onto the Bravo squad, right? And trying to engage them in close combat. We got to measure for the charge. I think they're close. If they do get it, it's going to be good for them because they can't get killed off. So the Marines don't have the ability to stop their charge. They will get into close combat, and whoever wins close combat wins, like will wipe out the other squad. So that could go very, very, very good for the Japanese, as long as I'm right in my estimation that they're within 12 inches. If they're within 12 inches, this is going to become an interesting game real quick. All right, so let's shake up our bag and get ready to get stuck in here. See what we got going on. Dig it in real good. And we have, pull the bag in screen. We have a green die. The Marines have held initiative this whole game, man. They have held the initiative the whole damn game. Now, since I said that I'm doing the assault with the Japanese, I think it would be kind of gamey for me to go ahead and shoot with Bravo Squad. Plus, I kind of want to see how that's going to play out. Right? Yeah, I want to see close combat. I want to see what's going to happen with that. And we haven't had any close combat in this game yet. So instead, we're going to have the armored car try to do a little sticking and moving. He's just going to fire his gun. He's going to try to shoot the tank again with his armor-piercing round. And again, heavy machine gun into those front guys. They will obviously survive because they are the toughest Japanese soldiers and the whole damn army. Where is the fireside? Okay, here's fireside. Let's pull our camera up here and set this. Wait, not rally. Don't want rally. There we go. Fire. He is going to fire onto him, and we shouldn't have any negative modifiers affecting us on this one, I don't believe, because he's not moving, not at long range, not inexperienced. Nothing helping him, but I don't think anything hurting him either. All right, so always lay down those three, so don't forget it. We'll lay that one there, so we remember to do it. And let's go ahead and do his morale check, and see if he passes. He needs to pass, and he does pass. That is good. So we can drop that, and that actually would have affected his hitting, but now he is going to hit flat out on a 4 or higher. This is going to make all the difference, I think, in this game. All right, come on. Big money, big money, big money, big money. 5, that's what I'm talking about. We got the hit, which means we've got another pin marker on him, which is key, which is absolutely key. Okay, since we're still hitting him in the front, and we've got a penetration value of 4, that means we need a 4 or higher just for superficial damage, and 5 or 6 will give us a kill. Yeah, flat out a kill. Or no, full penetration. We still have to roll on it. But we really want a 5 or a 6 here to basically ensure that we're getting good damage on him rather than superficial damage. All right, come on. Big money, big money, big money. 3. God, you gotta be kidding me. We keep blinking him and he, God darn it. Oh, but at least we put a pin marker on him. Damn. Just cannot do it. 7. And he's got a frontal armor of 8. If I were hitting him from the side, it would make a difference. All right. Going after those fools. Let's see if we can wipe out that last squad. All I need is a couple of hits here to take these guys down. Come on. Big money, big money, big money. 1 hit. I told you it was going to be plink, 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 plink. 3 or higher. Now, let me grab a pin marker so I don't forget. 3 or higher, and one of them will die. You gotta be kidding me, man. Those guys are sticking. God, they're sticking. All right, let's draw ourselves another die. See what we got going on. This game's gonna take forever just because no one will die. All right, let's draw out our die here. And we got Japanese die. All right, so we already know what we're going to do with it. I'm going to have my tank, or the Japanese tank rather, take and do some stuff later on. But we're going to start here. We're going to throw down the run, which is basically the close combat thing. And see, what I was thinking about doing originally was giving Bravo Squad an ambush order, but they can ambush automatically if they're declared the target of an assault. So I go ahead and pull out a green die and I mark that onto fire, and they're going to be firing onto them. Bam. And they do that already. Remember this little building that they're all surrounding, that the roof isn't perfect on. It's hollow underneath, so they're basically looking around the pillars at them, so that's not giving them a whole lot of cover. It is giving the Marines cover, which is why the Japanese want to get in there and get stuck in. All right, but before Bravo can fire, I got to make sure they are successful, so this is going to be key. Looking down at it, and they are just in there. They got about an inch to play with of room, which we'll call that good to get around that little bit of a corner there. But yeah, they are within the assault range. Now, the way... Oh, shit. Still sorry, I'm still hurting a little bit. This is causing me problems. All right. The way I've read it in the rule book, it seems like the people just have to be able to get in contact. So there needs to be at least a couple that can get in there on their target and get on them, right? Let me just move this little sign out of the way. And they can do that. And it basically said the rest can pile in, right, as far as close combat goes with. So that's what we're going to go with, is that they can close combat it and everyone just kind of piles in, since they can really make it. I'm not 100% sure that that's exactly right, but if I read the rules right, that is, because it was talking about basically piling in and moving the models so they're all kind of touching each other, because these guys are kind of strung around that way. These guys are kind of strung around this way, and closest to closest does get in there to the assault. All right. But beforehand, since they do get the shot, since they do get the ambush, Bravo does get to fire at them. And the thing is, I was thinking, well, I can say I'm waiting until they're within 6 inches to get that +1 bonus for short range. You don't get to do that. You don't get to get the short range bonus. Everyone gets to fire, but you can't try to make it as advantageous for you as possible. And besides, if they were under 6 inches when they were doing the assault, then they don't even get a reaction fire, right? So don't get to game it in that way, but they do get to take their shots at them. They're going to get a fair amount of these. All right, so we're going to have 6 shots just for the bars and the some machine gun. And we're going to get 7 more for the rifles. So this is all that I get to fire at them. And it's just going to be 4s. I got no pin markers. So looking for 4s and then looking for 4s to kill them off. And my original thoughts were, hey, great. If I kill 5 of them, good. Then they get wiped out and I don't have to worry about it. Doesn't work that way with the Japanese. Japanese are crazy. They're fanatical. They'll fight to a man. So no matter how many of them I kill, they still get to pile in and hook and jab and do all that good stuff. So let's see how this is going to work. 4 of them. Ooh, and I knocked the roof off. I'm just going to take that damn thing off. All right, pull out the misses, of which there's too many. All right, so, and there's 1 tucked in there. Wait, I didn't see what that one was underneath the damn thing. I didn't look before I picked it up. Okay, since I didn't see it, I'll pull it out. I don't want to give it to myself if it was underneath or if it was under the needed roll. Okay, unfortunately 5 is all I did get, so we'll roll for this, hope for 4s or higher. See if we can kill off a few of these guys before they get in. And crap. I mean, a little below average. It was actually fairly below average. Would have been exceptional damage, but again, I'm ignoring that for this first one. So that's not going to help them too much. They only killed a couple of those guys. And we'll just pull these guys off the back. Now, unfortunately, that means that the Japanese are going to get stuck in, and they have no pin markers, so nothing that to worry about. And when it comes to close combat, they're all considered to basically hit, right? And to make this a little easier on myself, the guys that are piled here on top are just considered to be underneath it, touching them and falling underneath it because they really want to get underneath it. So basically they're like, running underneath and getting stuck in and doing the bayonet thing. But they get to attack first. The attackers do. And these red dice actually seem to be working a little bit better for me as far as giving me relatively even dice rolls. I'm not jamming those guys underneath there. Screw it. We're just playing the game for fun anyway. We'll throw them there. All right. Left, they've got 8. So if I remember reading this right, they're just rolling for hits. They're just rolling for kills. That's all they've got to do. And then the Marines will roll for kills against them. And whoever gets the most wins. The other side, dead. Like, that's it. That's it. That's close combat. So you pulling these guys down was like a key thing. So I really want to see a lot of low rolls on this one. Otherwise, this Marine squad is going to be wiped the hell out. All right. Oh, God, they rolled good, too. They got 4 of them. 4 of them. Oh, that is bad. Okay. Now the Marines get to fight back. And my sergeant's got a submachine gun, so that's a bonus. All right. Okay. Here we go. Got my little pile of dice here. Now, I need more than 4. All right? That's the key. That's what I'm looking for. I need 5 of these dice to come up 4 better to kill off the Japanese. That's why I'm not bothering to remove anyone just yet. Because depending on how this goes, one side's going to be wiped out, and that's going to be really bad. So I don't want to bother pulling some off and then some of the others. So let's roll it, see who gets it. And they killed the Marines. Did they kill the Marines, or are we doing this again? Son of a butt. You're telling me one of these damn dice couldn't have been higher or lower? 1 dice in either direction, and that would have done it. And now we are even. Okay, and we've got to run combat again. But I know we've got to run combat with the casualties taken out. So that means they're down to 4 men. They're down to 6 men. So, all right, this is Marine pile. This is Japanese pile. I'm trying not to have to pull all the damn dice off or all the guys off until I'm done with it. So, all right, Japanese going again, seeing who wins. And they got 1. Okay, so if the Marines can win this one, they would have 6 left. Let's put that there. All they need is 2, and they win. And they got 2. Damn, just barely in there. Okay, so the Marines do win that close combat by 1 die total. So the Japanese squad is wiped out to a man. But if that had been 1 die in the other direction, like the Marines were down 1 and the Japanese were up 1, the Marines would have been wiped out to a man. That's just the way close combat works. It is brutal. There is no finish until you're like done. Like done. All right, so winners are allowed a regroup move. And I really don't need to move these guys all that much, but you roll a d6 and you can move up to that many inches. 1 inch. The big moves, right? The big moves. And basically, I'm just going to kind of tuck these guys in here a little bit in hopes of maybe pulling them out of that sniper's line of fire over there. I'll have to look. I can't stack him up like that. I need to stop moving this thing. Yeah. Anyway, trying to kind of get him out of the line of sight of that sniper, but I think the back guy is probably still going to be a little bit on it. But that's the gist of close combat. I actually need to leave that down. All right, the Japanese are pretty well spent at this point. They've got a leader. They've got 2 guys left of their squad. The Marine squads are both fully intact. The biggest thing is the Japanese have their tank left. I have not been able to penetrate that thing yet, but hopefully I will be able to get stuck in on it at some point. Let's draw a die, and we got ourselves a Japanese die, which of course it's going to have to be the tank. All right, so since the Japanese lost that close combat, I can actually go and try to do what I was originally going to do previously with this guy, which was the advance up, pivot the tank so I can fire the medium machine gun at the troops and fire the cannon at the armored car to try to take it out. So that's what we're going to try to do, but he does have to pass a morale check. And what is his morale? Okay. Yeah, his morale is not too good at the moment. So hopefully he can pass it. That extra pinning marker might have made a difference. Is he going to pass? Yes, he does pass. Ah, okay. Now he actually gets to get stuck in. These red dice are doing a lot better about giving me some variables. All right, so since he passed his morale check, he does get to pluck off one of those. And he's going to advance up 9 inches and pivot 90 degrees. All right, let's put that about there. And he's got more than enough space. We're going to just move him over a little bit so I can put him where I want him, which is going to be right about there. And we'll give him his 90 degree and the turret that way. All right, so that's his advanced maneuver. And he is firing, like I said, he's got a medium machine gun there at the front that he's trying to fire over here at Bravo Squad. And then he's got the cannon shell that he's trying to fire here. Let's start with our cannon shell. Firing at him, no long range penalty. He is going to get a penalty for the pin marker. So with the pin marker and the move, that's -2. So I think he's needing 5. He is going to be needing a 5 or better to hit. I am hoping he misses this armored car. Come on, don't destroy my armored car. Oh, he got him. Oh, he got him. His plan's gonna work. All right. Pin marker goes back onto the armored car. And now he's rolling for his penetration. And it's just flat penetration. He's got 4 on his penetration against the armor of 7. So 3 is superficial. And everything higher than that will pin, be a full pin into the armored car, likely to destroy him. All right. Give me a 2 or under, but I'll take a 3 over the other one. Choo! That's what I'm talking about. Damn. Although it's kind of bad because nothing's dying. Nothing's dying. The only time I wiped out anything has been in close combat where you have no choice but to wipe it out. Firing his medium machine gun. Medium machine gun is going at Bravo Squad. Bravo Squad is going to get cover from the machine gun, from the stuff that they're hiding behind. And he's only going to hit on 6 because of the cover, because he's still got the move penalty and the pin marker. So he's basically only hitting on 6, but at least he's putting a fair amount down range. And no, that's a complete whiff. So he got nothing. Damn. That would have been better if he didn't have those pin markers, because he would have been able to put some hurt. Without that pin marker, he would have got a couple of hits on them too. Oh, damn. I was almost kind of hoping he would pin that armor card and bring it back into a different game. But the Japanese are hurting at this point. All right, let's draw for it. See what we got going on. And we have ourselves a Marine group, and this one is definitely going to be our bazooka guys that are hiding in this building, shooting out of the window, and we're going to give them a side shot on that tank in hopes of actually calling this a game because we're close. Without them having any infantry squads left, it's pretty much who destroys the tank first or wipes out their leader because they don't have pretty much anything left. Alpha squad can pull around the back and take out the lieutenant. Okay, so bazooka team is going to have a good chance of hitting here. They need a 4+, and they're getting bonuses because that bazooka has higher pin, and the bonus they will get for firing at the side, because you get +1 for firing at the side or the top, and +2 for firing at the rear. So those are bonuses you can get. So I guess if you were if you had like a bazooka up over here, actually over here on the bridge there or the patio firing down onto the tank, you could call that a top shot. Or if you were in like a second floor building or even into this barn over here and he were shooting down, then it would be a top shot and you'd get that bonus as well. So just something to think about. All right, so let's roll. See if he hits him. Come on. Give me a good hit, good hit, good hit. Yes, that is a hit. That's another pin marker. Throw that pin down on him. And, okay, let me think. He's got 5 for the bazooka, and he's getting +1 for the side. So, yeah, anything but a 1 will penetrate this tank. A 2 is a superficial penetration, and anything else is just a full-on penetration. So let's see what he gets here. Come on, big money, big money, big money. That's full penetration, baby. That is full penetration. That is 10 penetration total on him, and I will think that this tank is probably not long for this world. Do I get any other bonuses? Just rolling the D6. Superficials, D6 -3. Massive damage. I don't think it was massive damage. Hold up. It might be massive damage. I think it's... You got to beat the penetration by 2 or 3. No, that's not going to be massive damage. He is not going to get it on this one because he did not beat it by 3 or more. You would need to beat it by 3 or more. He only beat it by 2. So he does not get the 2d6 applying both results. So let's just roll and see what he's going to get. 5 equals knocked out. The vehicle is destroyed and becomes a wreck. And do something to indicate that it is wrecked. I guess I can grab my little black smoke here and pop it there on the top. And yeah, let's play out the round. See what else gets going on, because the Japanese only have a couple of dice left. Actually, I don't think I can. The Marines have, 2 dice left, and I don't think I can get them in range to do anything. Yeah, they got 2. All right, let's shuffle it up, see what we get. And we got another one of those. I'm going to give the sniper, we're going to say he's got a shot on one of these guys because they just deserve it at this point. They got to be able to shoot something. And that sniper hasn't hit squat at this point. All right. He needs a 4 better as he's long range. Let's see. Yeah, he still needs a 4 or better to hit. So is he going to hit? No, he's not going to hit. That sniper ain't worth shit. Sniper my ass. All right. Grab out another die. See what we got. We got a Marine die. Shoot. We'll probably advance Alpha Squad around and just see if they can get some shots off. All right, just so you guys can see, Alpha Squad is tucked right in over there. The lieutenant's right there at the back corner of the building. I went ahead and just said that the lieutenant was doing an order. for Alpha Squad and moved them all up, but I wasn't able to get the lieutenant and his adjutant in an area where he would be able to fire. But the Marines are, and they're going to try to pick off these two dummies right there that have been able to survive this whole time. So let's add it up, see if we can finish them off. Those two, and then, wait, they're down a Marine, aren't they? Yeah, so only 6 rifles get to fire from those guys. No pin markers. So we're just looking for force. See if we can hit them. Because they do not get the moving penalty. Actually, we'll call it 5. We'll say this guy's tucked in behind those sandbags too. We'll give him a cover as well. So we'll give it 5. Try to make it a little bit harder on the Marines. And that one was cocked. Come on. Get out of there. And that. And now we're looking for 4 or better. See if we can finish off these 2 last dummies. Watch. Only one will be killed. Only one. No. More than enough to kill them. More than enough. They're finally wiped off the board when it doesn't matter anymore. Wow. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So the Japanese actually lose an order die. Actually, they lose more than that. They lose 2 order die because they've lost 2 squads, but one of the order die were already spent. So the next round, if there was a next round, they would actually put their bag short. Each time you lose a unit, you don't add their order die into it anymore. So it's not like you can give extra orders out. So they would have 2 order die in their bag for the next turn. One for the lieutenant and one for the dummies over there. The sniper that can't hit anything. And just to finish Japanese style, we're going to have the lieutenant and his little guy run out, and we're going to give the lieutenant a shot with his pistol regardless of whatever range he's at. It's roughly 6 inches. Okay, so pistol range is 6 inches. I don't care. He's taking the shot. I'm going to give it to him just because the Japanese have had a bad game on this one, but it is all right. It is all right. Let me grab a couple of dice. They're going to fire at the Marines. Actually, let me pull it over here. I can roll the dice right here. They're firing at Alpha Squad right there that just wiped out some of their men. And they are firing on the move, and they're firing at guys in cover. So that's 2 penalties. So they're looking for 5s or better on the roll. And they got 1. Okay, cool. And for wounds, they need 5s or better. And they got 1. I like it. I like it. They went down swinging. They got someone off the board before they finished. And I accidentally flicked 2 guys off. And I'm definitely not pulling off my sergeant there. That's my sergeant. He accidentally was hooked on to the other one, so the sergeant stays in. They are not killing my sergeant. Alpha Squad sergeant did good. He stays in. All right. I will go back and add notes about this, but right here at the end, before I was getting ready to do some final thoughts, I was eyeballing a couple of things in the rules, and I realized I did make a mistake here at the close combat. I'll definitely make sure and annotate that during the close combat, but it is something that probably would have changed this. I can't say for sure, but there's a good chance that it would have swung the other way in the fact that when the attackers attack and they perform their damage rolls, the casualties they cause are removed prior to the defenders performing their attack. So the Marines would have had fewer dice to roll in their attack back, right? So there's a good chance the Japanese might have actually won that one, which would have left them with a whole squad right here and Bravo squad wiped out to a man. That would make a huge difference in that. Make sure you guys keep track of that I made that mistake when it comes to close combat there, that attackers attack, the defenders remove casualties, then the defenders retaliate with whoever they got left, and then the attackers remove their casualties, Whoever causes the most casualties wins. If there's a tie, you do it again like I did in ours. And again, whoever wins, you keep going until you don't have a tie and one side has caused more than the other. If one side does get wiped out to a man, even if they did cause technically more casualties, if only one side still has people on the board, they win, right? That's how that's going to work. So keep in mind that I did make that mistake. All right, as far as bolt action goes, bolt action is freaking phenomenal, man. Freaking phenomenal. And I will tell you, one of the biggest things that really works for me are these order dice. I don't think I could sit there and play something like 40K, and of course that's the obvious example, obvious comparison, anywhere near as fun solitaire as I did this, because there was, in 40K, for the most part, you're going to have, I go, you go, I go, you go. I'm going to move all my stuff now. I'm going to shoot with all my stuff now. I'm going to assault with all my stuff now. I'm going to psychically send you to the chaos of the warp now. You get what I'm saying? You have one guy do all his stuff, and then the other guy does all his stuff. It makes it hard to play it solitaire. Not that you can't. Obviously you can, but it just doesn't do as well when you have something like this that's back and forth. You pull out that die, and you don't know what you're going to pull out. And whatever you pull out, you just focus on that. What am I doing with that? And try to do as best as you can. Now, I'll be honest with you. With the Marines, I'm a Marine. I have a bias towards the Marines. I guarantee I favor them definitely more than I favor the Japanese. I'm honest enough to admit that. But even with that, these order dice, they make all the damn difference when it comes to this game. And it is so freaking fun, man. I would set this shit up again and play it right the hell over. Now, this time I wouldn't hang a squad out to be chewed apart. While I think that was good thematically, and that's the way I think of games, I try to think of what's just good thematically. It was definitely not good strategically or tactically, because they had a good chunk of their force right out front that one side was able to envelop and pincer and just wipe off the board. Well, not necessarily wipe off the board and kill them all until the end of the game. But they were able to put just massive amounts of fire on them, keep them pinned down. They really weren't able to do anything. So next time I would have them maybe tucked over to the side somewhere that they're not just out there being eaten, or give the Japanese an extra squad, maybe not a full squad, maybe not 10 men, maybe an extra 8 guys or so. Something to make up for the fact that these guys are probably going to be destroyed well before the end of that game. And I was actually looking it up, some of the other nation special rules, things like the Soviets, because of their excess manpower, they get just a flat free squad of inexperienced soldiers. Now, inexperienced troops are garbage. They have very low morale. They die easy. They panic easy. They don't do anything really that well, but that's the Soviets' thing, is they can fill massive amounts of troops. So I like that their nation gets that bonus, right? That racial bonus, if you will, for their troops, that they get more men on the field. They'll always have more men on the field. They're not as good, but they'll always have them there. Yeah, like flat out, when it comes to solitaire play for tactical games, bolt action blows away 40K. Sorry, it does. Cost-wise, blows it out. Components-wise, I'd have to give it to 40K, Warhammer. They do have better models, not by huge leaps and bounds. When it comes to the kits and the troops, they're close, but I would still favor GW. They have some very fine models. They're definitely top-notch. So I'm not going to hate on them for that. But pretty much everything else that you can think of is going to go Warlord Games' way, as far as gameplay, solitaire ability, the ability to even print your own models, to increase your game at your pace, at your desire, without being beholden to them. The fact that if I want to go to a game store and I want to play bolt action with someone, I can do that without anyone giving me any hell about bringing 3D printed models, no one's going to say anything besides, oh, wow, that looks cool, dude. I think that's awesome. Wow, where'd you get that? Where's the file? You do that at a GW store with some 3D printed files, they'll tell you you can't play with them. Most stores, right? Now, it obviously depends on what store you go to, but they're very much against you, doing stuff like that, which I can understand, but it goes back and forth. Yeah, wholeheartedly. Bolt Action beats them, hands down. It's excellent game, plays well, plays simple. You can learn the game in 10 minutes, and then it's just the special rules that you got to keep in mind, and just make sure you don't forget the little things like removing. God, I hate this roof. I've knocked it off 1,000 times. The little rules, things like removing the defenders before you attack back. Right. Make sure you get the modifiers. The more you play the game, the more that stuff's going to stick in your head. Right. All the little modifiers, and for the most part, the whole damn game can be listed right here for each of the sides. If you had a sheet that had all the nation special rules, and there's not that damn many, right? You get 1 or 2 per nation. That's it, right? So not a whole lot to worry about. You print out a list of all the nation special rules, and you pretty much got everything that you need at the palm of your hands. It's only specific instances like buildings or specialized vehicles or even heavier weapons that you might have to worry about. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. It's obvious. I like the game. I think it's awesome. It's one I will definitely put on the table again and will expand my collection and feel wholeheartedly happy expanding my collection of this and not like I'm wasting my money. All right, but that's it. You guys, let me know what you think of the series, how you think it went, maybe some ideas for some future ones. I did find out a store near me that sells bolt action stuff, so I'm definitely going to have to ride by, see what kind of things they have in stock. I'm still going to be printing out vehicles here or there, but when it comes to the troops, I just got to buy the troops. They'll look like garbage if I try to print them out. All right, but that's going to be it for this one. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next one.